just think that, yeah, that's my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think everything that you said is valid. I think that there is a slight nuance to it where the answer could be yes to both sides depending on the situation. Here's the example. For men, let's say if you are a high value man. What is a high value man? They say a high value man is maybe someone who provides, someone who's a breadwinner, someone who can protect, someone who, you know, adds value to the community, you know, someone who has financial, all the buzzwords we have around what a man should be. A high value man has loads of options. So in his situation, he is the chooser of how this relationship's going to go because the supply and demand is tipped to the scale.
Right.
Whereas if you flip it, where we are in society at the moment, you have a lot of women now in corporate jobs, a lot of women who are high flyers, a lot of women who are succeeding in life, a lot of men who are not succeeding in the corporate ladder, who are dropping out of academia earlier. There's all these other variables coming into play where there's a lot more competition amongst men, and now there are certain types of women. There's a category of women of females that is growing, where the supply and demand is tipped in their scale. So from their point of view, they are the ones that make the choice, and it's not the man, because they're the ones with the options. So I think from the point of view of, okay, who are the 1% within the male sphere? They probably are the ones who choose whether they're in a relationship or not. And I guess, who are the high flyers, the best looking women, basically the ones who are able to get in relationships a lot easier than other women for X and Y, Z reasons. They are the ones who are able to be selective. But then I think where it slightly gets even more complex here is, I don't even know whether that is true, because when you think of, okay, the 1%, we're throwing figures out here, but the 1% high value man that exists, you have access to the what we call the high flying women. So in that situation, same level as you, and the women who are the high flyers, they would want that high value man. So
No, but not always the case.
okay,
Of course.
yeah, I'm not saying, but we're just saying
On average.
on average.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not the rule, but we know that there are
Because
exceptions.
you can imagine that there's some conflict between a high flying woman and a high flying man.
Absolutely. But we had on our podcast, you know, recently, Catherine, the finalist from The Apprentice, who said that she would like a man that's just as ambitious as she is. Okay, what does ambitious mean? You know, and obviously she was able to break that down. You know, for a lot of women out there who are ambitious, will probably find that trait exists in the high value man that, you know, society's painting out there to be. You know,
or is it that that high flying woman and man just doesn't want, in an ideal scenario, they don't want that partner to be sponging off them? That's just the bare minimum. I think it's more that than the fact that they want a like for like.
Yeah, and
It's a complex topic. It's a complex topic, but I do agree with one thing, is that a man I think it's the woman that prioritizes the home, and I think thereby a woman is the deciding factor whether she wants to keep this guy or not. Because a man, if you leave him to himself, he will swap a woman every week.
This is,
you know what I mean? Because this is our nature. But I feel like the high value man is not just about his money and his wealth and stuff. It's about his character, and he understands that being promiscuous and running around, you know, slinging dick is not the way to live. It really isn't. It's not good use of your time. It's not good for your spirituality. Spirituality is usually, sometimes, a lot of the times, is the power factor to keep you waking up motivated. It's not just the gym and stuff. It's like
the energy,
the purpose, the God energy within you, and you ignite that by doing what's right. It's not about, it's a spiritual act, being promiscuous,
doing godly things.
Exactly. So it's a very interesting topic. I don't know why that question kind of came to my head, but I think you shared very valuable points.
Life is interesting. It's just not as black and white as that as well. True. So like the idea that you will meet someone and then I'm making the decision or the man is making this, the woman's making the decision or the man's making the decision. I don't think it's as black and white as that. I think there's parts to play in the whole circle of that relationship that either makes it more interesting or makes it deviate and it's not as interesting. But I think people's intentions in that moment is ideally what drives the whole, we're gonna have this thing forever. And that's the only thing I wanted to end on.
I really want to know what other people think. So please let us know in the comment section who you think chooses the other person. Is it the woman?
Yeah.
Or the man?
And actually, I would love a comment from someone who has been in a relationship for so long that would be like, oh, it was me.
Yeah, I would love that. I made sure he wasn't looking nowhere else.
Yeah.
I made sure because how would you, like, as a man, what would you do to keep a woman?
This is it.
Yeah, what do you
for
do?
the most part, it's out of our
Just
control.
Yeah, it's be you as much as you can,
Right.
so that you're very authentic. She knows exactly what she's getting herself into, and then she's gonna be. In my mind, she's always the woman that goes like, "Yeah, I can deal with this guy."
Yeah.
And then if she wants to keep you, because I've seen it happen in relationships where girls would do some really motherly shit, and you're like,
This
"Why?"
is
Yeah,
it. Like,
you know,
we
it
could have
convinces you
moments
to
where
be like,
we're upset.
Yeah.
We've had a bad day.